Eggs, the superfood in your kitchen, right? Packed with protein, vitamins, a quick and nutritious option for any meal. But wait, did you know that these very same nutritious eggs could be secretly harming your health, all because of seemingly tiny mistakes in how you handle them? That's right, this supposedly healthy staple could become a hidden hazard, especially as we get older and our bodies become more sensitive. Welcome back to Life in Words. Today, we're peeling back the layers on the familiar egg. I'm going to reveal 5 extremely common mistakes many of us make when preparing, storing, and eating eggs. Mistakes that could be negatively impacting your health without you even realizing it. The goal of this video isn't to scare you or make you stop eating eggs. Absolutely not. It's about equipping you with the necessary knowledge to recognize and fix these small but potentially harmful habits, ensuring eggs remain a healthy and beneficial part of your diet. Are you ready to uncover these secrets and protect your health? If so, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on crucial health information from Life in Words. Now, let's crack into the first mistake. All right, let's get into the very first mistake. One that perhaps many of us have unknowingly made daily without realizing its impact. Mistake number 1. Overcooking your eggs, turning nutritional gold into ash. Have you ever hard-boiled an egg only to find the yolk has turned a grayish-green color, maybe with a faint sulfuric smell? Or perhaps you love your fried eggs cooked until the whites are crispy brown at the edges and the yolk is completely solid. We often think this means the egg is thoroughly cooked, safe. But the truth is far more complex. Here's the crucial point I really want you to grasp. When you cook eggs at excessively high temperatures or for too long, you're not just changing the color and smell. You are inadvertently triggering unwanted chemical reactions right inside the egg. High heat causes the beneficial cholesterol found in the egg yolk to become oxidized. Think of this process like metal rusting. These oxidized cholesterol particles can form compounds that aren't beneficial and may even contribute to low-grade inflammation within the body, a hidden risk factor for many chronic health issues that we, as older adults, need to be particularly mindful of. But that's not all. Excessive heat acts like a destroyer of precious nutrients. Heat-sensitive vitamins like vitamin B12, crucial for energy and nerve function, along with powerful eye-protecting antioxidants, lutein and zeaxanthin, which help preserve vision as we age, get significantly degraded and lost. That grayish-green yolk isn't just unappealing. It's a sign you're missing out on some of the best benefits the egg has to offer. Furthermore, the proteins in the egg also change structure, becoming harder to digest, which can lead to bloating and discomfort. Consider the story of Arthur, a 76-year-old gentleman. He loved starting his day with crispy fried eggs, but recently he'd been frequently experiencing a heavy feeling and heartburn after breakfast. He initially blamed it on age, but after stumbling upon information about the downsides of overcooking eggs, he decided to try a change. He switched to gently poached eggs with soft yolks. After just a few days, Arthur was amazed to find the post-meal discomfort vanished completely. He felt lighter and had noticeably more energy. So, what's the solution? It's simple. Treat your eggs more gently. Instead of boiling them hard, try soft boiling until the white is just set and the yolk is still slightly soft. Instead of frying over high heat until crispy, try gently scrambling over low heat or poaching them. The goal is to cook the egg enough for safety, but avoid excessive heat or prolonged cooking times that damage the valuable nutrients inside. A small change in your cooking method can make a big difference in how many nutrients you absorb and how your body feels afterward. Don't let this simple mistake turn a superfood into something less valuable. We've just seen how overcooking eggs can diminish their nutritional value and create undesirable compounds. But going in the opposite direction, eating undercooked or even raw eggs harbors an entirely different kind of danger, one that's often more direct and acute. Mistake number 2, eating raw or undercooked eggs, opening the door for bacteria. You've surely heard of Salmonella bacteria, right? It's an incredibly common bacterium that can exist right on the eggshell, or sometimes even inside the egg itself, even if the egg looks perfectly normal and fresh. When we consume raw or incompletely cooked eggs, like very runny yolks, lightly poached eggs, or even in dishes like homemade mayonnaise, tiramisu, or smoothies containing raw eggs, we're putting ourselves at risk of salmonella infection, leading to food poisoning. The symptoms of salmonella poisoning are unpleasant, to say the least. Severe diarrhea, abdominal cramps, vomiting, fever, headache. But for us older adults, the problem doesn't just stop there. The immune system in seniors is often not as robust as it was in younger years. This means a seemingly ordinary case of salmonella poisoning can become significantly more severe, potentially leading to dangerous dehydration, bloodstream infections, and even becoming life-threatening if not treated promptly. We simply don't have the same margin of safety as younger individuals when facing these kinds of bacteria. Eleanor, 68, is a prime example. She was very health-conscious and often made herself vegetable smoothies in the morning. Hearing that raw eggs were a good protein boost, she tried adding a fresh farm egg to her drink. Just a few hours after her breakfast that day, she started feeling nauseous, experienced intense abdominal pain, followed by relentless diarrhea. Eleanor had contracted salmonella poisoning and spent nearly a week recovering in the hospital. It was a harsh lesson about the dangers of raw eggs. But the risk from raw eggs isn't just salmonella. Raw egg whites also contain a protein called avidin. Avidin has a strong ability to bind to biotin, also known as vitamin B7 or vitamin H, a crucial vitamin for energy metabolism and the health of our skin, hair, and nails. When you eat raw egg whites, avidin effectively locks up the biotin, preventing your body from absorbing this essential nutrient. While it typically takes consuming large amounts of raw egg whites over a long period to cause a serious biotin deficiency, why risk reducing your absorption of an important nutrient when it's entirely avoidable? So, what's the safest solution? The answer is clear. Always cook your eggs thoroughly. Heat kills salmonella bacteria and also denatures the avidin protein, making the biotin available for your body to absorb. Ensure both the yolk and the white are firm. If you truly love runny yolks or want to use eggs in recipes that don't require cooking, look for and use pasteurized eggs. These eggs have been gently heat-treated to kill bacteria without fully cooking the egg, significantly reducing the risk of foodborne illness. Don't gamble with your health over undercooked eggs. This simple precaution is essential to protect yourself from unnecessary risks. So, we understand the importance of cooking eggs thoroughly to eliminate dangerous bacteria like salmonella and neutralize avidin. You've carefully boiled, fried, or otherwise perfectly prepared your eggs. It seems like all danger has passed. But another common, often overlooked mistake can occur after the eggs are already cooked. Mistake number 3: storing cooked eggs improperly, inviting bacteria to the leftover party. Think about those hard-boiled eggs you prepped for the week, or the scrambled eggs left over from breakfast. How do you handle them? Do you simply let them cool on the counter and then pop them in the fridge uncovered? Or worse, leave them out at room temperature for several hours? This is precisely when you might be unintentionally creating the ideal conditions for bacteria to grow back, or for contamination from the environment. The science here is straightforward. Cooked eggs, like many foods, are susceptible to bacterial invasion and multiplication if not stored correctly. Room temperature, roughly between 40 degrees and 100 degrees, or 4 degrees to 60 degrees, known as the danger zone, is practically a paradise for bacteria like Salmonella, which can still cross-contaminate after cooking, E. coli, and Staphylococcus aureus to multiply at alarming rates. After just about 2 hours at room temperature, or even just 1 hour if it's hot out, the bacterial count on cooked eggs can reach levels high enough to cause illness. Failing to cover eggs tightly during storage is also a major issue. It not only causes the eggs to dry out and lose flavor, but also allows bacteria from other foods in the fridge or from the air to contaminate them. For older adults, whose immune systems may not be the fortress they once were, even small amounts of bacteria, or the toxins they produce, can cause digestive problems like stomach pain, diarrhea, and nausea. Symptoms that can quickly lead to dehydration and weakness in seniors. Walter, 72, had a habit of boiling a dozen eggs at the start of each week to eat gradually. After boiling, he'd often let them cool completely in a basket on the kitchen counter for a few hours before storing them in an uncovered container in the fridge. He frequently suffered from nagging, low-level stomach aches, and discomfort without knowing why. It wasn't until his daughter, a nurse, noticed his egg storage habits and suggested a change that his symptoms gradually subsided. It turned out those seemingly harmless eggs were the source of his persistent discomfort. So, what is the proper way to store cooked eggs? Cool them quickly. After cooking, don't leave eggs at room temperature for longer than 2 hours. Cool them down rapidly, an ice bath works well, and refrigerate them as soon as possible. Store in airtight containers. Use sealed food storage containers or zip-top bags to store cooked eggs. This prevents cross-contamination and keeps the eggs from drying out. Use them promptly. Hard-boiled eggs stored properly in their shells can last about a week in the refrigerator, but other cooked egg dishes, like scrambled or fried eggs, should ideally be consumed within 3 to 4 days for optimal safety and quality. Reheat properly, if necessary. When reheating cooked eggs, ensure they reach an internal temperature to kill any bacteria that might have developed. However, eating them fresh is usually best, as reheating often changes the texture and flavor, especially in a microwave. Carefulness doesn't end when you take the pan off the stove. Proper storage is just as crucial to ensure this nutritious food remains safe for your health. You know how to cook eggs safely and store cooked eggs properly. But there's one incredibly important step before you even start cooking: checking the quality of the egg itself. Sometimes the danger doesn't come from how you cook or store it, but from the initial condition of the egg. Mistake number 4. Using cracked or out-of-date eggs, throwing open the door for pathogens. Let's start with cracked eggs. The eggshell, while seemingly solid, actually has thousands of tiny pores. The outside of the shell is covered by a natural thin coating called the bloom or cuticle, which acts as a protective barrier, preventing bacteria from the environment from entering the egg. When the shell is cracked, even just a hairline fracture, this natural protective barrier is compromised. This creates a perfect gateway for bacteria like Salmonella and E. coli from the surroundings, perhaps from your hands, the counter, other foods, to easily penetrate the white and yolk inside. Even if the crack is tiny and hard to see, the risk of bacterial contamination is real. And as we've discussed, for older adults, the consequences of consuming contaminated eggs can be much more severe. Next is the issue of expired or old eggs. Over time, the natural protective bloom on the eggshell weakens. Simultaneously, the air cell inside the egg, that little pocket of air, usually at the large end, gets bigger as moisture and carbon dioxide escape through the shell's pores and air from the outside enters. This change not only reduces the egg's nutritional quality and flavor, but also creates a more favorable environment for any bacteria already present inside, if any, or those entering from the outside to multiply. The older the egg, the higher the potential risk of it containing bacteria at levels that can cause illness. Beatrice, 74, had an unfortunate experience. She found a carton of eggs that had been sitting in the back of her fridge for quite a while. Although she noticed a slightly off smell when she cracked them, she didn't want to waste them and use them to make scrambled eggs anyway. Just a few hours after her meal, she started feeling unwell, nauseous, and then developed significant symptoms of food poisoning. Clearly, those old eggs were no longer safe. So, how can you ensure you're always using fresh, safe eggs? Inspect shells thoroughly. Before buying or using, check each egg. Discard any with cracks, breaks, or that look compromised. Check the expiration date. Always look at the best before or sell-by date on the carton. While eggs might still be usable for some time after this date, if stored properly, it's always best to use the freshest eggs possible. Use the water test. This is a handy folk method to roughly check freshness. Gently place an egg in a glass or bowl of water. If the egg sinks to the bottom and lies flat on its side, it's very fresh. If the egg sinks but stands on one end at the bottom, it's still fine to eat, but should be used soon. If the egg floats or bobs near the surface, it's old and likely spoiled. Don't use it. This happens because the air cell inside has become very large. Store them correctly. Keep eggs in their original carton and store them in the main body of the refrigerator, where the temperature is coldest and most stable, not in the door. The temperature in the door fluctuates frequently each time you open it, which isn't ideal for keeping eggs fresh. Never be complacent about the initial quality of your eggs. A few simple seconds of inspection can save you from unnecessary health risks. You've chosen the best, fresh, uncracked eggs. You know how to cook them just right and store them properly. It seems like the safety checklist is complete. But there's still one crucial factor that can undermine all those efforts, potentially turning your nutritious egg dish into an inflammatory agent: the cooking oil you use. Mistake number 5. Frying eggs in unhealthy cooking oils, unintentionally fueling inflammation. When it comes to frying eggs, many people simply reach for whatever vegetable oil is handy, perhaps soybean oil, corn oil, canola oil, sunflower oil, or a generic vegetable oil blend. They're inexpensive, widely available, and seem like the obvious choice. But this is a health trap few recognize. The core issue lies in the nature of these oils. The vast majority are highly refined. The refining process uses high heat and chemicals to deodorize, bleach, and extend shelf life. But it also strips away the natural nutrients, vitamin E, and antioxidants present in the original seeds. More importantly, these oils typically contain very high ratios of omega-6 fatty acids, with very little omega-3. This imbalance of omega-6 to omega-3 in the modern diet is considered a major driver of chronic inflammation in the body. But the real danger happens when you heat these oils, especially to the temperatures needed for frying eggs. The polyunsaturated fatty acids in refined oils are chemically very unstable when exposed to heat. They easily oxidize, creating a cascade of harmful byproducts, including aldehydes, compounds linked to an increased risk of heart disease, cancer, and neurodegenerative issues like Alzheimer's. Essentially, you're taking an already less than healthy oil and making it even worse by heating it in your pan. For older adults, chronic inflammation is a particularly dangerous hidden enemy. It's at the root of many age-related diseases, from arthritis, heart disease, and type 2 diabetes to cognitive decline. Regularly consuming pro-inflammatory cooking oils, even just with your morning fried eggs, silently contributes to this inflammatory burden. Harold, 78, loved his fried eggs with toast every morning. He typically used a standard vegetable oil his wife bought at the supermarket. While he had no major illnesses, he always felt a bit sluggish, slow to digest, and tired after breakfast, thinking it was just part of getting older. However, after reading an article about the effects of different cooking oils, he decided to try switching to using a little organic grass-fed butter or extra virgin olive oil over lower heat. The difference was remarkable. The heavy feeling after meals disappeared, his digestion felt easier, and he had more energy in the mornings. He realized the oil he used made a significant difference. So, what are the healthier alternatives? Stable saturated fats, butter, especially from grass-fed cows, ghee, clarified butter, virgin coconut oil. These are more heat-stable and less prone to oxidation. Stable monounsaturated fats, olive oil, extra virgin is best used at low to medium heat or added after cooking. Regular olive oil is slightly more heat-stable. Avocado oil has a high smoke point, excellent for cooking. The general principle: choose fats, oils that are minimally processed, more stable at higher temperatures, and have a more balanced fatty acid profile. Also, avoid heating any oil so high that it smokes, regardless of the type. Cooking at moderate temperatures helps preserve both the nutrients in the egg and the quality of the cooking fat. Don't let the wrong cooking oil sabotage the health benefits of your favorite egg dish. Invest in better fats. It's an investment in your long-term health. So, there we have it. We've decoded the 5 common mistakes that can turn nutritious eggs into potential health hazards. From overcooking them, which destroys nutrients and oxidizes cholesterol, to eating them raw or undercooked, inviting salmonella. From improperly storing cooked eggs, allowing bacteria to multiply, using cracked or old eggs, to frying them in the wrong kind of oil, inadvertently fueling inflammation. I know this list might seem a bit long and perhaps makes you rethink some daily habits. But the core message I want to convey through Life in Words today is not for you to eliminate eggs from your diet. Quite the opposite. Eggs remain a fantastic source of nutrition, a precious gift from nature when we know how to appreciate and use them correctly. The purpose of this video is to empower you with the awareness of the potential risks hidden in seemingly harmless habits, to empower you to make small changes, simple adjustments in how you choose, prepare, and store your eggs. Changes that can make a huge difference to your long-term health. Just imagine, by paying a little more attention, you can continue to enjoy the delicious taste and nutritional benefits of eggs without worrying about the risk of food poisoning, minimizing the burden of silent inflammation in your body, supporting better digestion, and even feeling more energized every day. Isn't that wonderful? So, right after watching this video, I invite you to take a moment to look at your own kitchen and habits. Are you unintentionally making any of the 5 mistakes we've discussed? A small change today can be an invaluable investment in your health and quality of life for years to come. If you found this information genuinely helpful and want to continue receiving reliable, well-analyzed, and easy-to-understand health knowledge specifically tailored for us older adults, please don't hesitate to show your support. Hit that like button if this video provided value to you. And I'd love to know, what's your favorite way to cook eggs? Please share it in the comment section below. Most importantly, if you haven't joined the Life in Words community yet, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell right now. It's the best way to ensure you don't miss any future videos designed to help you live healthier, happier, and more meaningfully during this fantastic stage of life. Thank you for spending your valuable time with Life in Words. Take good care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video.